Welcome to Second Act First Date. Over 40 and awkward.
Yeah.
This is episode number 11. We're diving into a topic that might make some of you blush. Dating after 50, we know.
Yeah.
You're curious about how to navigate this new terrain. So buckle up. We got a deep dive, tailored just for you.
Okay.
Today's exploration is based on an article titled, Dating in Your 50s.
Okay.
Is it supposed to be this hard? We're going to unpack everything from how dating has evolved to overcoming those first date jitters, plus tips for dodging those red flags that wave a little brighter in your 50s. Ready to get started?
Absolutely. Let's jump right in.
All right, so first things first. The dating scene has transformed drastically since.
Well, let's just say our last go-around.
It really has. The article points to the impact of technology and changing societal norms. Online dating has become the norm, creating a larger and more diverse pool of potential partners. This means you're not limited to blind dates set up by well-meaning, but sometimes clueless friends and family. That's a relief. But I have to admit, even with all the online options, it can feel a little daunting. To put yourself out there again, I mean, it's been a while.
I understand those feelings completely, but remember, the rules of the game have changed. People aren't just looking for a spouse anymore. The article highlights a shift in priorities, with people in their 50s seeking companionship, emotional connection, and shared interests. It's less about checking boxes and more about finding someone who truly gets you.
That's reassuring, but I still imagine those butterflies fluttering around like crazy on a first date.
Those butterflies are natural. It's exciting and a little nerve-wracking, just like it was back in the day. The article emphasizes the importance of self-care and recognizing that those feelings are completely valid. You've got this.
Okay, I'm taking a deep breath and embracing the butterflies. But let's be real, the online dating world can feel like a jungle sometimes. Any tips for navigating that tricky terrain?
Absolutely. The article dives into the pros and cons. And one of the biggest advantages is access to a much wider pool of potential partners than ever before. It also allows you to connect with people who share your values and interests.
Convenience is a big plus too. No more awkward encounters. At the grocery store, hoping to bump into someone interesting, you can connect with people from the comfort of your own home.
That's right. However, there are downsides to be aware of. The article cautions about potential scams and misrepresentation, highlighting the importance of staying safe and being a savvy online dater.
So basically, don't believe everything you see online. And maybe avoid those profiles with shirtless mirror selfies.
Definitely. It's about being discerning and trusting your gut instincts. Speaking of gut instincts, one thing the article didn't mention explicitly is the importance of photos. You want them to be recent and a true representation of yourself.
That's a great point. No one wants to show up for a date and have the other person look nothing like their profile picture from 10 years ago. It's all about honesty and authenticity.
Precisely. And while we're on the topic of online dating, the article emphasizes the importance of crafting a compelling profile that showcases your personality and what you're looking for. Remember, this is your chance to make a great first impression.
So ditch the generic cliches and let your true self shine through. And maybe mention your love for 80s music.
Exactly. Embrace your quirks and be genuine. People will respond to that.
This is all great advice if any of this resonates with you and you're ready to take control of your dating journey. Visit us at secondactfirstdatepodcast.com. Now let's say you've swiped right, chatted online, and it's time for that first date. What's the recipe for a memorable date after 50? I'm guessing dinner and a movie isn't going to cut it anymore.
You're right. The old standards might read a refresh. The article suggests activities that encourage conversation and connection. Things like walks in nature, attending cultural events, or even trying a cooking class together.
That's a great idea. It takes the pressure off and allows you to connect in a more relaxed environment.
Exactly. It's about creating shared experiences and finding out if you have that spark.
So, less stuffy dinner conversation and more shared laughter while attempting to make pasta from scratch. Sign me up.
Exactly. It's about having fun and seeing if there's a natural connection. And speaking of connection, how do you navigate those early conversations, especially when it comes to talking about past relationships? It's a bit of a tightrope walk, isn't it?
It really is. You don't want to dominate the conversation with tales of your ex.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to pretend you haven't lived a full life before this date.
You're absolutely right. The article suggests a delicate balance. Transparency is important, but the focus should be on sharing the wisdom you've gained from past experiences. Think about framing it in terms of what you're looking for in a future relationship.
Less My ex was a nightmare who stole my favorite spatula. And more, I've learned that open communication is really important to me.
Precisely. It's about showing that you've grown
Yeah,
and evolved.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I've learned a few things along the way, and I'm bringing all that wisdom to the table.
Exactly. It's about embracing your journey and sharing it authentically.
Yeah. What about dealing with those well-meaning but sometimes overinvested friends and family who can't resist commenting on our dating lives?
Yeah, yes. The peanut gallery. Their intentions are usually good, but their opinions can add a lot of pressure.
It's like, thanks for reminding me that I'm single, Aunt Susan, but I've got this.
The article offers some great advice for navigating the sometimes choppy waters. Setting boundaries is key. Let them know you appreciate their support, but that you need some space to figure things out on your own.
So, politely but firmly draw that line in the sand.
Exactly. And remember to surround yourself with people who are genuinely supportive and respectful of your choices. You don't need to justify your dating decisions to anyone.
It's about creating a positive
Yeah,
and empowering support system.
absolutely. And speaking of empowerment, let's talk about red flags. Sadly, not everyone out there has good intention.
Ooh, yes, the red flags. It's like a game of dating bingo. But instead of shouting bingo, you're politely excusing yourself to the restroom and making a beeline for the exit.
That's one way to handle it. The article highlights some crucial red flags to watch out for: lack of communication, excessive jealousy, and a history of unstable relationships are all warning signs that someone might not be ready for a healthy, balanced relationship.
So trust your gut. And if something feels off, don't ignore those warning signals.
Exactly. And remember, you have every right to set your own boundaries. What are your absolute deal breakers? What are you willing to compromise on? And what are you absolutely not willing to negotiate?
It's about knowing your worth and what you deserve in a relationship.
Precisely. And it's important to remember that you have a wealth of experience to draw on. Your past relationships, both the good and the challenging ones, have shaped who you are today. How can you use those experiences to navigate this new chapter?
That's a great question. It's almost like conducting a relationship post-mortem, but without the creepy music.
Yeah, no.
And the morgue.
Exactly. It's about reflecting on those past relationships, identifying patterns, and extracting valuable lessons. Think about what worked well, what definitely didn't work, and how you've evolved as a person.
So it's about taking off the rose-colored glasses, putting on our detective hats, and doing a little relationship investigation.
Precisely. And remember, even the relationships that didn't work out can offer valuable insights. Those experiences can teach you about yourself, your needs, and what you absolutely don't want in a partner.
It's all about turning those heartbreaks into valuable life lessons.
Exactly. And those lessons are what make you so amazing. And ready for this next chapter? You're bringing wisdom, experience, and a whole lot of resilience to the table.
I love that. It's like, hey, world, I've learned a few things, and I'm ready for round 2.
That's the spirit.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today, but here's the big question. How do we find joy in this whole dating process? Because let's be real, it can be frustrating and exhausting at times.
You're right. Dating can be a roller coaster of emotions. But the key is to shift your perspective. Dating in your 50s isn't about desperately trying to find the one before the clock runs out. It's about enjoying the journey, embracing the experience of meeting new people, and rediscovering yourself along the way.
It's like, hey, I'm single, fabulous, and ready for an adventure.
Exactly. And just like any adventure, there might be a few wrong turns and unexpected detours, but there's also the potential for amazing discoveries and incredible connections.
It's all about embracing the unknown and being open to whatever comes our way.
Precisely. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Thousands of other people are navigating the same ups and downs. And there's a wonderful sense of community out there.
That's so reassuring to hear. And speaking of community, if you are enjoying Second Act First Date, please take a moment to visit us at secondactfirstdatepodcast.com. We would love to connect with you. Now, how do we maintain that positive mindset when the inevitable dating frustrations pop up? Those moments when you want to throw your phone across the room and swear off dating forever.
Those moments are completely normal. But remember, dating is a marathon, not a sprint. And just like training for a marathon, you need to pace yourself, take breaks when you need them, and celebrate your small victories.
So, self-care is crucial.
Absolutely. Make time for activities that bring you joy, nurture your friendships, and remind yourself of all the wonderful things you have to offer. It's also essential to focus on the present moment and appreciate the journey.
That makes sense. It's about finding joy in the little things and not getting too caught up in the outcome.
Exactly. And remember, you are worthy of love and happiness. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
It's so easy to get caught up in the search for the one
Yeah.
that we forget to appreciate the journey
Hmm.
and the person we're becoming along the way.
That's so true. Dating in your 50s is an opportunity for self-discovery and growth. It's about embracing this chapter of your life with all its complexities and possibilities.
I love that perspective. It's not just about finding a partner, it's about finding yourself.
Exactly. It's about rediscovering your passions, exploring new interests, and connecting with like-minded people.
So it's about saying yes to new experiences
Mm-hmm.
and stepping outside of our comfort zones.
Absolutely. And remember, you don't have to do it all alone. There are incredible resources available to support you on your dating journey. The article even mentions the rise of dating coaches and therapists who specialize in helping people over 50 navigate the dating world.
That's amazing. There's a whole support system out there
Yeah.
for people who are ready to embrace this new chapter.
There really is. And remember, you have so much to offer. You've got the wisdom, the experience, and the resilience that comes with living a full life. Embrace those qualities. Let your true self shine through and have fun with it.
That's such great advice. Be patient, be open, have fun, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
Exactly. And remember, you're worthy of love and happiness.
Well, folks, there you have it, our deep dive into the world of dating after 50. It's a different landscape than it was back in the day, but with the right mindset and a little bit of courage, it can be an incredibly rewarding experience. And remember, if you're feeling overwhelmed or just need a little extra support, you're not alone. Check out secondactfirstdatepodcast.com to connect with other people who are navigating this crazy journey and access resources that can help you along the way. Thank you for listening to Second Act, First Date, Over 40, and Awkward. We'll see you next time. For more dating adventures,